Welcome back to Now Playing, the number one James Bond review show on the internet. I'm one of your hosts, Richard.
And I'm Cody.
And this week is From Russia with Love, the second James Bond movie. Number 2.
Another one in which I have never seen before.
Yeah,
So
second Sean Connery movie.
So
last week we went a little too long.
Yes.
So this week we're going to be a little shorter.
Not that long again.
A little bit shorter. Okay. Now we've got that out of the way.
Yeah, now we're done. So where are we starting, Richard?
So this movie pretty much starts the same as every other James Bond movie.
True.
You got your intro with the
Bam.
and then so this is like the first cold opening because it doesn't go right into the theme. And so we open up with James Bond in a maze almost, and then he's being stalked by a blonde man who is he's later on he's in Jaws.
It's true.
As Quint. This is like one of the first roles I ever saw him in before even watching Jaws. Yeah. So I saw this before Jaws. And I was like, hey, it's that guy.
Cool.
Yeah. And so like he's stalking him and then he kills him and then you're like, oh no, James Bond is dead. What's gonna happen now? And then he takes a mask off and it wasn't him the entire time. What?
Just a Spectre training program.
Yep. Fake out. Gotcha.
Which it would have been that would have been the most ballsy thing I've ever seen. Because like I said, I've never seen these movies. Like it was like if they would have just killed James Bond in the first 5 minutes of that movie, and then he just wasn't in the movie,
right?
I'd have been like, kudos, like hell yeah, like here we go, that was dope, like hell yeah. But yeah, that's what I have is he did it in 1 minute and 52 seconds.
Oh, you timed it. Holy
I did.
Shit. What the fuck?
And,
oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because they time him. Yeah.
1 minute and 52
yeah,
seconds.
I did it. I was like, stop the clock on this guy.
Yeah.
And boom, revealed that it was fake Bond. And you're just like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and we get like this guy playing chess, which is like,
I feel like he was fucking with him.
Yeah.
Because like he was like, cool, or I guess I could shoot my hand up higher. Him being like,
yeah,
bam, time it. And then, like, just sat there and looked at the guy. And then he got the note that was like, you're needed. And he was like, oh.
Done.
Die. Bye. See you later, bro. And it was just like,
you're just playing with
what?
him.
And so, like, I was like, was this motherfucker messing with him the whole time? It's like,
which,
like, 70s. Was this 60s or 70s?
60s. So this
60s trolling.
So this is 1963. It was about a year as far as the UK release. It was a year later. Yeah, they shot this movie very quickly.
Oh, okay.
So here's something that you need to know just out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
From the first James Bond movie to I think it's Thunderball, they're each a year apart. Yeah. So from Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball all came out a year
and those
after
are all
each other.
Connery.
Yep.
Okay.
And then he had a couple more, but yeah. Future spoilers.
So, but yeah, and so that guy going from that, we find out that he's working for Spectre.
Yeah, which it makes sense that he would draw out the chess game because he is the planner for Spectre. So he plans all their operations.
Oh shit! I didn't put that together with that. Okay, I can get that. But yeah, like him then going into the room with the Russian lady and it being like, y'all figure this shit out, make it look like the Russians and MI6 are working together, and I was just like, okay. And then it threw me even more for a loop when they were just like, go do this. It's a trap. I was like, okay. And then like they know it's a trap.
Yeah, because the British love traps, man.
Yeah, but it's like they know it's a trap, but then they fall for the trap.
Yeah.
But then they don't fall for the. It's God.
It's
yeah.
Espionage.
Yeah.
Because
I don't understand spy movies.
Their line of thinking is that it's a trap, obviously, but they can still get the thing that's the trap. Like, they're still going to just try and get it because they're ballsy like that. But yeah, and then this is the first physical presence of Blofeld.
Yes.
So you just see his hands in this one, which the hands are from the guy in the last movie who was Professor Dent. They got shot a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So he played the hands.
Okay.
He was just the hands part. Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
But I think they overdubbed someone else's voice on top of him, which they do a lot.
Okay. I can dig that.
Yeah.
What you got next?
Yeah, just using both sides. And then we get go back to Spectre training ground with Grant getting a massage.
Yes.
And then Kleb come into the training ground. They show her all the stuff. And then she just punches him right in the gut.
That's how Houdini died.
With brass knuckles. Yeah, no, that is how Houdini died, man.
That's what I learned in this movie.
It just shows how strong he is and like how much of a badass he is.
Just doesn't flinch, takes the hit, and he's like, saw it coming. Here we go.
He's just like,
a mile away.
Which I love the face he makes because she like hits him and he's like, don't show pain.
Don't show pain.
Don't show pain.
But yeah, I guess then the next time we see Bond,
he's like chilling out with the girl from the first movie.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
that was
like
playing golf last time.
And playing golf.
Which little trivia fact for you.
Oh, okay.
Little trivia. So we don't see James Bond until 20 minutes into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is just a fun fact. In the book, you don't even see him for like half the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's all from Spectre's perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna see. I forgot about that because that's booty count number 1.
Yep. Booty count
Coming
number
out
1
with it was James Bond with that booty count.
Yeah. Sylvia Trench, which we never see again.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, then of course that's when Bond's like, it's trap. It's not trap. It's trap.
Yep.
And we see Bond get smart when he gets to Istanbul, because he gets smart when he gets to Istanbul.
Oh, Istanbul. Okay.
Yeah. Because the first thing he does is like have the code words with the guy about the lighter, and it's like, look at that.
Oh, I was gonna talk about in the meeting. It's the first instance of Q. And being like, this is your gadget.
Oh, yeah. Q being
with
introduced
his briefcase
and
and stuff like that.
Did he use the briefcase the entire movie?
Yeah, at the end.
What did he do? I don't remember him using the briefcase. He used the
knife and...
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, man. I was like... Because that was my whole thing when the movie ended. I was like... He didn't use the fucking briefcase.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, the knife, yeah.
He does. And then he uses the 20 gold sovereigns, which I don't know what the fuck a sovereign is. Internet, please. Info. Put them in the comments
section.
Comments, yeah.
Let us know.
Please.
I
guess I could Google it too, but
It's true. But, yeah, with the code words, though, I was like, so he's like, okay. I was like, we're learning this way. We're learning slowly. Got you.
Nothing.
And what you got after that? Because my notes jump.
Oh,
a lot.
It's basically just like he learning from the last movie. You meet Karen Bay, and then he takes him to go like to the catacombs, or not catacombs.
Oh, then mine doesn't
like
jump. Oh, okay, cool. So I put Cold War, that periscope. And I had to ask what it was. I was like, hey, man, what's that thing he's looking through? And Richard was like, a periscope? And I was like, dope.
Yeah, because it's like your Navy friends got me something.
But yeah, so I thought that was dope. Like the whole, like, they're right there and they just don't know. Like, Spectre knows everything about their building.
Yeah.
And like the Russian consulates know everything about their building. But neither one of them know that the periscope's there, and it's like...
He did it secretly, man.
Did none of you motherfuckers like go any further than the basement? Like, there was another way down there, and none of you went.
Any person Karen Bay employs that he trusts is
his sons.
Is his sons, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all family. Mm-hmm. Nepotism to the extreme.
Yeah. And which, that was like one of my things with the movie is like anytime they went into his office... He would have like a different woman that came like every a couple hours.
No, it's the same woman.
Was it the same woman?
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
And just like I thought it was different women.
That would have been better, honestly.
That was me. I was like,
funny, but
I was like, damn, this dude's like an espionage like leader, and he's just like hiring prostitutes 24 hours a day. Like, damn, like where's his money going? Like, how much money
do
you
something
making
with your time? Like,
but yeah, and so
yeah,
I wrote down this one jumps it not too far, just a little bit, because this is I put we want girl fight.
Oh yeah,
which is an inside joke. But it jumps to him like going to the gypsies.
Like, basically they say that the hotel's not safe because bugs and like electronic bugs, not like bed bugs.
And so like they're what's his name, Cutler? They're running from Cutler.
No, his name is Korolenko.
Korolenko.
He's a Bulgarian assassin.
But
who's trying to kill them.
I thought was hilarious because
the Russians use him to try.
They amp him up.
Also, we should probably say the Russians are attacking the gypsy camp later because one of their guys got killed by Grant.
Yes.
So like they're trying to like.
But Grant is doing everything to make it look
like
it's an inside job, like they're fighting each other still. While making sure Bond is alive, because Spectre wants him alive. So Grant has to kill him, but Grant can't let him die yet. And so...
until he gets the Lecter.
It was one of those I was just kind of like, okay, like, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
No, compared to the first movie, this has a lot more spy stuff instead of just set pieces, which I feel is what Dr. No is a bunch of set pieces. This is why I like this one a lot more, because it's like an actual spy movie.
Yeah. Oh no, I can dig that. But yeah, it's like, so I put "We Want Girl Fight" mainly because that's an inside joke. So if you know it, hell yeah. But if not, that was the only thing I thought of. Is like they were like, we're gonna make these gypsy women fight. Whoever wins gets to marry my son. And it was like, what? And so like that was the first thing that popped in my head is "We Want Girl Fight," and so I wrote it down so I could remember what that scene was. But yeah, it was like for a fight to the death. Neither one of them really put up that much of a fight.
Yeah, and then they get interrupted.
Yeah, but then the shooting starts anyway. So, which I thought was hilarious because Bond did nothing. Like the whole scene, he like everybody else is
kudo chops like a guy.
Yeah, that's about it. They even kudo chop him. He hit him with the butt of a gun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he was like and it's like ran at him, but like that was all he did. Like all the other like the gypsy people are like
shooting everything,
shooting everybody. The Russians are shooting everybody, and Bond is just like, look at all these people. I'm gonna got him.
Yeah,
and then it's like he gets to
and he almost dies.
They get to Kolorenko, and like he stares down at Kolenko, and then Kolenko like kills another guy, and like the other guy goes to like turn Bond. He's like, you die, and then fucking Grant kills the guy, and then Bond's just like,
that was weird.
I knew I could do that. Like, what up? I knew if I stared at him long enough, he'd die.
Some guy caught him.
And so cool. You were just like, cool. And so, fight ends. Kolenko runs off.
Yep.
Gypsies are gathering their men. And then the guy's like, I love you. You are now my son. Instead of giving this to my actual son, you can have both of these gypsy women.
Yeah. And
so
you
the
decide
booty count.
You
decide who gets to live. And it's just like the booty count goes up to 3. So you're just like, all right. And then the next morning, it's like they could each care less that they were arguing.
Yeah.
And that whoever this other guy was that they were already arguing over, because now they're just like, this English guy that we're never going to see again is the love of our life. And it's just weird. Then Kolenko goes out like a bitch like 4 minutes later.
Yeah. They just go to his hideout.
Yeah, because they amp him up like, oh, he's a hard ass. Like, he's killed so many people. He's a great assassin for the Russians.
Through a mouth.
Yeah, and then it's just like that's like my favorite sound in the entire movie, because this is pre-Wilhelm scream. So all you hear is he gets shot and then just and it's like, what? Because like if like Star Wars would have already been out, that would have definitely been the moment, but no. So we get the most awkward noise I've ever heard a guy make while dying before. And so you're just like, all right, cool shit, man. And then I guess that right after that, Bond goes back to his hotel room.
Yep.
And which I guess we should say, Bond started off in one hotel room, asked for it to be switched because he checked the phone because it was bugged, but it was because Spectre bugged the phone on purpose so he would take the room they wanted him in, so they could get the other girl into the room. And then he gets in there, and I thought I was crazy because I was like, are those noises in the movie, or are they coming from outside? And then Bond goes,
what was
that? And I went, oh, never mind, they're in the movie. Someone's in the house. Yep. And then you just see like booty.
Yeah.
And you're like,
60s.
Oh, okay. And that's my favorite thing is like Bond just doesn't question it. Like
he just sees a naked woman.
He just sees a naked woman in his bed, and he's like,
all right,
well, hello, how are you today? And it's like, bitch, what if she is the most trained assassin in the world and she's about to whoop your ass? And your first logic was, I'm gonna fuck her. Like, you were just like, all right, Bond, sure.
He does.
He does. So it takes the booty count to 4. Bond just racking it up. 60s didn't give a shit.
Yep.
But
also,
yeah.
and also, the room that they use, it has a one-way mirror where they film them fucking.
Yeah.
So this is Bond sex tape.
So somewhere. I don't. That's my favorite thing is they're using like they film them
to blackmail.
Yeah. But at the same time, it
gets kind of convoluted.
Yeah, it didn't really like.
Area.
He was like, "We already filmed you. We already have you on tape." And Bond's like, it wouldn't have worked because one, if Bond is an MI6 agent, no one from the government is gonna know who he is other than people at MI6 and CIA when needed to know. And no one's gonna know who this random Russian consulate woman was other than that they know she goes to the Russian consulate building every day to work. So it's just gonna be like, who's this British dude fucking the Russian lady from the office? Like what are we doing? And like they would have just been like, it's blackmail for the government. And it's like, but how? Because M definitely knew he was probably gonna fuck the girl. Because that's why M was just like, don't get too attached to Bond.
Do whatever you can.
Yeah, do whatever you can to make sure she likes you. Yeah. And then that's what's even more hilarious is she's told to do whatever he says. So they're both just in this whirlpool of like, we got to make each other happy. Yeah. And then Sean Connery goes, fuck you, and just kind of like does what he wants. And not in a weird way, but in like a, hey, don't fucking talk to me like that. And they're just like, whoa, Sean Connery. Which is just kind of another 60s way, I guess. But Mad Men style is what I say.
Yeah, for sure.
But what do you got now? Oh, I also wrote down my favorite line of the movie was when he killed Kalenko. He was like, "Is that what you want?" And he was like, "That pays many debts." And I was just like, you know, dude, I've been there. Not in real life because I've never had to kill a man in real life. But in like video games, like you see people for days at a time, and they're like killing you, and then like after a few days they die, and you pull the trigger, and you were like, all of it was worth it.
And it's revenge kill. Yeah,
and you're just like, hell yeah.
After that, I put so after they do the deed, he's like, we're gonna get the machine thing, the decoder or the lector decoder.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get it from the building because she gives him like the layout and the plans, and he's like, it's gonna be on the 14th,
and they do it on the 13th just to fuck everything over.
So this is my favorite line in the movie when he's like, "Is it 3:00?" And the guy's like, "Yeah," and then he goes back to him. He's like, "Are you sure that clock is correct?" And he's like, "Russian clocks are always correct."
And then bam!
Yeah. I fucking love it every time.
And I love how no one questions that when the bomb goes off.
He just walks to the back.
He's just like, thank you. And just keeps walking normally. And the rest of them are like, oh, shit, terrorist attack.
Yeah,
and like,
they're just like, we got to get all our files.
And this is also after he gets the lector. Comes another one of my favorite lines in the movie. When so they get it. They get out. They're then leaving. And they're trying to figure out everything. And or I think this actually comes before the bombing, but it's when he's talking to M and M is like recording everything so he can get the answers out of her.
No, that's when they're on the boat. So this is after the bombing.
Okay, so it's after the bombing.
Yeah,
so
when they're on the ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when he looks at her and she's like, well, what would you know about that or something? And he just goes, well, there was that time in Tokyo with me and M, and M was just like, no.
Yep.
And I was just like, so I wrote down, what happened in Tokyo? What happened in Tokyo? And so I know I'm probably not ever going to get that answer, but now that means I need another movie that does give me that answer.
Spin off. What happened in Tokyo?
Let's go. But yeah. So what do you have?
It's just them getting on the train.
Yeah, so the train's pretty straightforward, like,
because I think there's a slow bit before they get to the train.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything.
They have to like run onto the train.
Yeah,
one of the Russian guys sees
Russian
them,
security,
so he gets on.
And then, of course, Grant gets
already
on the train. Yeah, Grant's already on the train.
I like that Spectre was just like, yeah, he's definitely getting on this train.
Yeah, and then like the Russian guy hops the train with the police. Of course, they go to look for him or whatever. They put him in holding and are just like, hey, dog, don't leave here.
Yep.
And
then Grant kills both Karen Bay and the Russian guy.
Yeah. And
it's just like,
which
fuck.
Also one of the things in the movie that really got me with it is after creme brulee.
What?
What's
creme brulee?
What's the dude's name?
Kurlinko?
Oh, okay. Damn.
Creme brulee.
Bro, I do not. Names are terrible. But Kalinko.
Pachinko machine.
Pachinko machines. But with Kalinko, to make sure that they know he didn't kill him, he gets everything that he knows his sons know about. And that make Kalinko like him, like the vision of him. And he puts them all back, and as that sign of respect of like, here's everything, do not get him until the train's over. Make it look like make this be like basically kind of like, hey, I did not kill your father. Like, and stuff like that. And then as well, it's kind of being like,
you're talking about Karen Bay.
Yeah. Kalinko. Oh yeah, Kalinko's the dude that got shot through the mouth hole thing. Yeah.
You're talking about pimp ass.
Yeah. Big Daddy Mike, as I called him through half the movie.
Yeah, Karen Bay. He's Super Bay.
Yeah. Everyone's his sons, man.
Yeah.
But he takes he gets all of his items after he's been killed, like his cigar smoker.
Yeah, Bond gets all
and then
of it,
his his little trinkets that he's filling.
My note was murder on the Orient Express
because it's the Orient Express. Yeah. And so he gets those, give them to his kid, and he's like, "Hey, the body's on the train. Do not get on the train right now." And let it. He was like, "Let it be known." Like basically him being like, "Let it get to Britain." That way it looks like the Russians killed your father.
Yeah.
And that way, I guess, like, his father dies a martyr and a hero instead of, like...
You read a lot into
death
that.
in the Spectre. Right. Well, that was the whole point of him, getting the items instead of, like...
I get that. It's just, you read a lot into it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is, like... Oh, okay. But, yeah, that was the thing. Like, he gathered those items because, like, Bond had only known him for, like, 3 days.
Yeah.
And to him, he already saw him use those items, so he knew that his sons would want that back. And that meant to them that he knew what stuff meant to his father. And so it was like, yeah, but like that way, like it looked like, because they were already at war with the Russians. And like Cold War and like family war wise. And so it was one of those things that it was like, dude, let him... Like, don't do anything till Britain. Let him die like this. Like that way, it looks like you're the hero here.
And then, as well,
which they were.
He tells them to like contact Station Y, which I think is Yugoslavia, is probably because the train goes through there. And so, like when he gets to the station, Grant takes out the guy that was sent. He takes all of that guy's stuff, gets on the poses as him, gets on the train with Bond.
When does Grant mess up? He says something wrong at dinner.
Yeah, so they go to dinner, and Grant orders fish with red wine. Don't ever do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't fish and red wine. Are you a lunatic?
Yeah.
God.
Uncultured.
100%. But yeah, no, like it's not that sets him off though, is it? It's the
it's him being like a proper English gentleman man, whatever, would know not to pair that.
Yeah.
And so like he was like, all right, something's up with this dude. And then
and then he sees him drug her.
And then he sees her drug
her. And then Grant tries to be like, well, we don't need her knowing all this stuff and stuff like that. And so one of my favorite parts about this, up until this entire point, is once again she is told to do anything that Bond says. For the Russians, she is to do anything. And she doesn't know that she's not working for the Russians. So she thinks because she is a Russian government person that she is serving the motherland in her own way.
Yeah.
And so he's like, tell me everything you know. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's like, he knows. Yeah, after just say something.
Yeah.
And at that point, she could just be like, for Russia or something. And like, he would have just been like, fuck you. And probably been Bond and hit her. I don't know. And then, of course, like, everything goes to shit. But my favorite thing is she just kind of is. She never knows that she's not working for Russia.
Yeah.
And so
until like
we'll cut to that. So of course he kills Grant.
They get off the train. They escape.
Yeah.
They get on a boat. They blow up some shit.
Yeah. They get through the whole thing, which is hilarious because you think that's like the ending of the movie. Then it cuts back to the hotel room.
There's like a an epilogue.
The other girl from Spectre coming in. She then goes, no, and saves Bond instead of joining with Spectre. But my favorite thing, yet again, like I just stated, she doesn't know that she's not working for Russia. Mm-hmm. So now in her head, she's like, I've betrayed my country, but killing her to save him. And it's just all because Bond was also told, do whatever it takes to win her over. Yep. And so,
if you think about it, now she's just hold with the British government, and they're just going to use her for information.
And that's my favorite thing is at the end of the movie, it's oh, happy-go-lucky, they're doing something. She's like, oh, James, don't. We're being filmed. And it's just bitch, I don't think you understand the highlight of your situation. You think you betrayed your country. You didn't. You betrayed a company that was trying to turn two countries against each other.
I wouldn't say company, but they're an entity.
Entity, yeah. It's two, you were told to do whatever it took, so you're still doing that. And he is still doing whatever it takes to get you back
I think at
to
some
MI6.
Point, I think at some point she got Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Let's be real here.
So the last things I have wrote down is, what happens to her? Did she know it was a lie? Because, dude, what kind of fucked would your head be the second after he's taking you through this trip of Italy real quick to be like, oh, well, let's go take these canals and be happy and kiss and everything. And then you get back to MI6 and they're like, you got her back here. And she'd be like, fucking excuse me?
With the decoder.
Yeah,
so
and
you
it's
can just use her to decode
Yeah,
everything.
and you have the decoder, you have her, and then that's when you go, oh, we told James to do whatever it took to make you like him. And then she's going to go, the Russians told me to do that. And then they're going to go, no, Spectre told you to do that. And she's going to be like, so I didn't betray my country. And they're going to be like, no, and now you're a prisoner of war. Because that's kind of how the Cold War worked. Yep. So,
yay, James Bond, 007.
From Russia with Love.
It's my favorite one.
It's, whoo. I'll be real. I enjoyed Dr. No more than this movie.
Okay.
So, I know we're doing our rankings, and I know this was a fast episode, but both of our notes were really light compared to the Dr. No notes.
Yeah. I know the plot to this one a lot more, I like the back of my hand, basically.
But my thing is, I guess, because it's your show, so I will let you rate it wherever you want. In my own personal rating. 1, okay, so my own personal rating is Dr. No, then From Russia with Love.
Which
as of right
I thought
now.
About putting a chart up, but I think I'm just going to have it in
just
my
link
head.
it in the comments right down here.
I can do that too, yeah.
That way we can keep up with that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm putting it at 1.
Okay.
And then Dr. No.
That's fair.
So
I think, like I said, I think Dr. No is the better movie.
Okay.
Out of the two so far.
You can have your personal ranking. Yeah, That's cool.
I don't know what this one was.
Right there's only 2 movies right now.
She was a good character, and I feel like she could have been better.
As a Bond girl, she's probably the weakest.
Okay.
Personally. But I do.
Well, I know Halle Berry's coming, and I know she's not going to do well, so I know I got a few movies before I got to deal with that.
It's really hard to beat Eva Green. I'm just going to put it there.
God, once again, Eva Green is just great. My problem is, if you've listened to our content before, I just don't like Halle Berry's acting. Period.
Oh,
and
no.
I know that it's not that good of a Bond movie either.
So Die Another Day is on another day.
Yeah.
And that's all we need to say about that.
Fair enough. But Richard.
Uh-huh.
Until next Wednesday, or until more of our beautiful content comes out, where can they find us?
Oh, they can find us on twitter.com/packofgeeks.
It's true.
Facebook.com/packofgeeks.
It's also true.
Maybe even twitch.tv/packofgeeks.
Whoo, all those. So true.
YouTube, you can search for us.
Do it. The more views we get, and the more subs we get, the quicker we get that nice youtube.com/packofgeeks.
Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, maybe leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Maybe what's your favorite Bond movie? Ooh. Who's your favorite Bond villain?
Bond villain, that's what I want to know right now. Because as of right now, so here's my thing. I already like Blofeld more than Dr. No. I just thought Dr. No was a better movie.
The villain in this would be Grant, and I think he's a good villain.
No, he was. He was a very good villain.
Yeah.
He reminded me a lot of how Kevin Nash looked in The Punisher.
Okay.
And he played a Russian, so kind of works out.
Grant's character is basically a prototype to what other Bond henchmen will be later on in the series.
Okay.
Just a blonde, muscly guy. Yeah.
Fair enough. So, some highlights to take away from this one. I like Dr. No more. Richard thinks From Russia with Love is better. The booty count is up by 1 in this movie.
Yeah. Getting up there.
Bond, in distress, does nothing. And knows how to frame other countries very easily.
It's true. Very easily.
So,
till next time.
I'm loving 007 so far.
Yep.
So, hell yeah.
Next week is Goldfinger.
Ooh,
which
I
is
hear that one's
another
good.
one.
So
it's a classic. Yep.
I hear that one's
So,
good.
yeah. Until next time. Bond out.
That was such a great Bond film that we just watched. Hopefully, it's not one of them that I ranked low on the list. But until next time, you can watch the previous episode right here. Or you can go right over here and watch one of our other videos that we've created. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.